So I know what you're thinking. You're watching this channel, you're going, do I know everything I need to know about Lubbock, Texas? Should I be watching this orange-headed guy's YouTube channel to figure out more about Lubbock, Texas? Well, the answer to that question is absolutely, definitively, 100% yes. I see you on your couch right now eating your Cheeto Puffs. I know you want to know more about Lubbock, and that's why you're here. So today we're going to be getting to everything you need to know when moving to and living in Lubbock, Texas. So number one, we're gonna rock right into it. We're gonna hit it like a golf ball. We're hitting a drive, 350 yards. Here we go. Finances. This is a big old deal. Finances and living expenses. So Lubbock's cost of living index is 13% lower than the national average and 4% lower than the average for Texas, which cheaper to live in Lubbock, good thing. So the median home price in Lubbock is around $230,000-ish for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Around, 1,500 square feet or so, just rough estimates, but that's pretty much the exact number. As of December 2023, the median rent in Lubbock is $1,277. 34% below the national average, if I do say so myself. But here's the caveat to that, the flip side. The median household income is actually $54,000 compared, that's significantly lower than the national average of $74,000. So that's not super great, but hey, we're moving up, we're on the up and up. The unemployment rate also kind of varies in Lubbock depending on what industry you're in. Obviously that kind of goes without saying. But Lubbock's economy is expanding at a 7% annual rate. That's freaking nuts. We got healthcare, we got education, we got oil, we got gas, we got real estate, we got just about everything. We got restaurants, we got retail, we got everything you could want in the West Texas town. Come on, baby, yeah! Here's number 2, and this one's spooky, woo! It has to do with aliens. That's right, aliens. The Lubbock Lights. On August 25th, 1951, around 9:20 p.m., a group of scientists from Texas Tech University, saw a V-shaped formation of 15 to 30 bluish green lights passing over the city. Who could it have been? Probably not China at that point. Probably not Russia, maybe Russia at that point. But I think it was alien. With multiple sightings of the lights over a 2-week period, it led to an investigation called Project Blue Book. Whoa, kind of like my shirt, very blue. Although the Lubbock Lights still remain a mystery, nobody knows. It has made the city a hotspot for UFO encounters with nearly 60 sightings since 1995. And I can totally see that. We got some stuff going on there. Beyond the lights, the West Texas Star Party is an example of Lubbock's excellent celestial endeavors into staring at the abyss of space with a big telescope. Okay, number 3 is gonna be food. Here's some poppin' spots. You got Orlando's, it's a big one. It's a good Italian restaurant right by my office. I go there sometimes, maybe grab a schooner, maybe grab a pasta, load up on carbs, and then take a nap the rest of the day. Just kidding, I don't drink during lunchtime, just after. There's a couple Orlando's locations. You got one on Avenue Q, you got one on Indiana, kind of towards the Loop. You've got a really cool, actually owned by the same people, I believe, is Cap Rock Cafe, or I don't know if it's called Cap Rock Cafe, but it's Cap Rock something. It's hamburgers, it's really yummy. Quite delicious. On Milwaukee, you've got restaurants like the Funky Door and Picosso's, both smacking, really good restaurants. On 82nd, a place that I like to go to is called Gators. It's a nice bar there. It's a Cajun bar. On 19th, you've got some poppin' restaurants. Best Thai food I've ever had, one of the best, is called Thai Pepper. It's on 19th Street, kind of right by Covenant Hospital. And then you've also got Jazz, which is a Cajun restaurant. It's a really, it seems like when you walk in the restaurant, you're literally in New Orleans. You like walk in, there's dollar bills all over the walls. The drinks are poured heavy. It's a good place to go. Jazz, check it out. But obviously you're in Texas, got really good Tex-Mex, good barbecue, can't miss it. Evie Mae's barbecue place, barbecue joint. They do these, they just started doing these barbecue hamburgers, which they're interesting, worth a shot. They do have free beer there. I've been talking a lot about alcohol, and I usually tell you guys not to drink if you're alcoholic, so. Okay, number 4, the people. Here we go into some of the demographics. Lubbock reflects a growing Hispanic population, which is about 41% of the population, followed by white. Caucasian is what we call them, which is 48% of the population, and black is 12, and Asian is 5%. 5.71. I don't know if those numbers add up, but I have them written down. Lubbock obviously has been known as one of the friendliest cities in America, actually the friendliest city in America, so it's very welcoming, very inviting. People love it. Texas Tech football, biggest deal in Lubbock. Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. When the games are going on, the city bleeds red and black, crimson and black. People put on their masks and they start riding horses and shooting revolvers up in the air. It gets bonky donk. There was a poll about religions in Lubbock, and 60% of the people in Lubbock claim to be religious, with 17% are Baptist, 0.7% Episcopalian, 13.5% Catholic, 0.5% Lutheran, 6.8% Methodist, lots of Christian denominations, if you can tell. 2% are affiliates with Islam, and then you've got some Jewish folks in there too. It says 0.1% are Jewish, but I think there's probably more Jewish people in Lubbock than that. Okay, number 5 is activities, indoor and outdoor. We got all of them. We got to talk about all of them. We're gonna put them in a big sandwich like a Potbelly sub and just take a big old bite. So we got McKenzie Park, which is popular for picnics, outdoor recreation. You got a pond there, some water that people like to go and put grills out and cook hamburgers and hot dogs and have fiestas and drink beers and hang out, and water. I actually don't know if you can drink beer out there because it's a public park, so maybe just water, Capri Sun, Kool-Aid, whatever you want to drink, you can drink it there. You've got the big pond, which is kind of more like a lake. Trails for biking and walking, playgrounds, and there's actually a Frisbee golf course around this area too, which I have played unsuccessfully and not well, but I have played it. We've got a main event in Lubbock, so you can go bowl, you can go play mini games, you can go do whatever you do at main event, play billiards. It's a lot of fun. We've got a Texas Roadhouse, which is like probably the most packed Texas Roadhouse in the entire nation. It is crazy how many people go there. If you're going around 6 o'clock on a weeknight or a weekend, any night of the week, 7 days a week, you're probably not getting in. You're probably waiting for 45 to 50 to 60 to hour and a half minutes. It's gonna be crazy. You could go to Prairie Dog Town, where they've got a bunch of prairie dogs. They got a mayor who's a prairie dog mayor. He probably walks around with a little hat on and a cane and a monocle and a pocket clock or pocket watch or whatever. Tech is kind of known as a semi-party school. I don't know which college isn't known as a party school nowadays, but Tech is a heavy party school, so there's a big bar scene close to the university. You've got Broadway with a lot of college bars like Chimmy's, Cricket's, Local, Atomic, Beer House, Miguel's. I've only been to a couple of them. There's just a lot of bars. So around the university, definitely there's a big drinking culture. If that's something you're into, maybe it's cool, maybe it's not, but might be something you consider. Also, we've got this cool place. It's called the Lubbock Lake Landmark, which is an ancient playa lake, thousands of years old. It's situated 15 minutes from the main campus of Tech. This location reveals, up to 12,000 years of southern high plains occupation by like all sorts of different animals and fossils they had. It's a really cool scientific exhibit kind of deal. You can go out and look at all the whatever they found, and it's a cool deal. Okay, number 6 is gonna be the climate. Yes, the climate. The average summer temperature is around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Not uncommon for temperatures to get higher than that, like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're cooking at that point. You're baking. You are actually sizzling maple bacon, which is much hotter than the US average of 73 degrees. So yeah, our climate can be tough. It can get really hot in the summers and decently cold in the winters, but the worst part about the winters is the wind. The wind chill will freeze you, like Jack Nicholson in the movie The Shining at the end, where he's like, that scene, you know, it's kind of like that. You gotta be cautious. You gotta have clothes and attire for all occasions. Make sure that you're squared away and set up, and that your wardrobe is prepared for the extremities of Texas nature weather. Just be prepared. Scout's motto. But we do get 265 days of sunlight a year. We're a sun-kissed city, so that's a really solid deal. We don't get a ton of rain either, really, not a lot at all, but when we do, when it rains, it pours in Lubbock. We do sometimes get some smacking rainstorms that just obliterate Lubbock. Around the campus, the infrastructure for the drainage, I guess, wasn't super solid. So I remember my first day of class at Texas Tech University, it poured so much and I couldn't even get to class hardly, because by the time I got to class, I was soaking wet and I just decided to go back home. Good way to start my college career off. But it was, I mean, the water was like up to your ankles around the university. It was just absolutely crazy. I was worried my car was gonna drift away. Number 7 is transportation. We've got an airport. So we've got over 60 daily flights for a 250,000, 300,000 person town. That's pretty good probably. Most are going to Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Austin. But we do have a big airport. And it does serve 1.2 million travelers annually. That's like 3 plane flights per person per year in Lubbock if you do the math like that. So this is my favorite part about Lubbock. We boast a convenient average daily commute of 16 minutes. That means to and from your work, from your living, wherever you live, 16 minutes on average daily commute. Or that is extremely true. It couldn't be more true. I mean, I tell everyone, if you're gonna move way far south or way far north or whatever, the one thing you wanna make sure you do is like get to the loop. Or I mean, it's a loop, it's obviously a circle, but it doesn't take long to get from like, if this is the north side of town right here, you go down south, get on the loop, come all the way down, you wanna go south, boom, and you exit down here and then you're south. And then bada bing, bada boom, bada bam, you're south, just like that. It is really convenient. The loop is cool. And there are plans to build another one going all the way from like southeast Lubbock to far west, northwest actually. But everything's cheaper in Lubbock. Cars are cheaper to buy. Cars are cheaper to rent. Probably best to have a car if you're gonna live in Lubbock, if you can afford one. I would recommend highly saving up to buy a car if you don't have one. Okay, number 8, we're gonna do history and culture, and we have a dense and rich history and a dense and rich culture. So this is a really fun fact. So Lubbock was actually discovered by Francisco Vasquez de Coronado. He was a Spanish conquistador searching for El Dorado, the city of gold. He didn't quite find it. He found a lot of grass and a lot of buffalo, and probably quite a few Native Americans. But in the pursuit of the city of gold, Lubbock was named the Llano Estacado, that area. So that's a pretty cool fun fact. The conquistadors were running through Lubbock back in the day. Obviously, we've talked about Buddy Holly a lot. Musical legend, icon, pioneered rock and roll in the mid-50s. He is just the man in Lubbock, worshipped, revered, the all-time GOAT. So if you're a rock and roll enthusiast, definitely go to the West Texas Walk of Fame, which is close to the Buddy Holly Museum. It honors musical stars from Lubbock. I didn't know that Stubbs Barbecue was from Lubbock as well. That Stubbs Barbecue brand, that dude, he had his barbecue shop in Lubbock, which is pretty cool. He's actually on the Walk of Fame too. Just learned this, Lubbock hosts an annual chuck wagon competition. Now, look up what a chuck wagon is. I think it's what cowboys used to travel in and cook out of with their iron skillets and whatnot. The National Ranching Heritage Center is a very cool place to go to if you're into that historical old-time ranch stuff. They've got a really solid, robust museum there where you can kind of figure out and see what life was back like for the first pioneers of Lubbock. It's very interesting. Okay, number 9 is the music, the art, and the nightlife. So, Texas Tech University's campus is filled with creative displays of public art pieces where people can schedule a guided tour if you want. If you're gonna go on like a college visit with your parents or whatever, or if you are the parent and your kids are gonna go with you on a college visit, people will be walking you through the entire university and they'll be giving you all the tips and tricks and pointers about what everything is. The Lubbock Arts Festival, held annually in the spring, is a 2-day event at the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center, and it features concerts, art exhibits, art displays with over 100 traveling visual artists, which is pretty cool. We've got lots of places to go if you're into country western dancing. Actually 2 that I can think of off the top of my head, which is Charlie B, formerly Charlie B's, now it's called like Rodeo 5 or something, but it's a big dance hall. They used to do wet t-shirt contests there, I think. I don't know if they do it anymore, I haven't been in a long time. Chances are it's another big one. Now, if you're gonna go here, just make sure not to drink too much because a lot of these cowboys, they get rough and rowdy and they wanna fight. You don't wanna be in the middle of that. I'm like one of those guys where if it's a big fight, there's a big dust cloud, an animated dust cloud, and like I somehow slink my way out of it and their cartoon sounds like that's me if I'm in a fight, which I usually try to talk my way out of it. The Depot District is a really cool place. You got places such as the Cactus Alley, which they do all sorts of events. Tribute bands play there, real bands play there. We've got Blue Light, which one of my favorite country musicians now, Charlie Crockett, actually just performed with the Blue Light. It was like a surprise show that he did. Really cool stuff going on there. Lots of up and coming West Texas musicians or any musicians. They have open mics at this Blue Light place. You can go grab a beer, grab a Modelo, whatever kind of draft beer you might drink, and go see what's up there. Really cool. Okay, number 10, a fun one. Crime and politics. So Lubbock has actually become one of the top 100 most dangerous cities in the US. We don't like that, but it's because of this. We have one of the highest rates of motor vehicle theft in the nation. The chance of getting your car stolen is 1 in 240. So just make sure you lock your car, and we've got a crime map that kind of shows where a lot of crime's centralized, so that's something to consider as well when maybe using that as a semi-compass of like, hey, maybe I should not go where all the crime is. Maybe I should go where the crime's not. Think on that. Yep, okay, so now to the politics thing. Lubbock is obviously very conservative. It's kind of a conservative haven for a lot of folks. People love the fact, well, they love and hate the fact that it's conservative, but undeniably it is. So we are actually one of the only cities to ban abortions in city limits. I think only a couple cities in Texas did that. We were ranked the second most conservative city in Texas behind Abilene. So yeah, we're definitely extremely conservative, and you'll know that in Lubbock. I mean, that's just kind of how it is there. So anyway, that's everything that you must know if you're thinking about moving to, or you live in Lubbock and you just want to watch these videos because you find them entertaining. Anyway, if you got a question, comment, concern, here's my number right here. You can call me anytime, day or night. Actually, don't do that. Try to be respectful of my time and call me when, you know, I probably am in working hours and not at 9:30 on a Saturday night, because I probably am not going to answer. But any other time, give me a ring-a-ding-ding, and I will be happy to answer. Anyway, thanks so much. See y'all on the next one. Toodles.